Oh, geology, just an elite club of narrow-minded rock snobs who know little about the real world. It's wrong, I say, and we're going to change it. Rocks cannot and should not be labeled or defined.
This is BOESCHLIT. Good morning, I'm Kurt Balderdash, and this is BOESCHLIT, your bi-weekly business and technology podcast that contains 25% less sodium than previous episodes. But first, here's what's packing our pierogies today. Facebook restructures itself to become Meta, a holding company of Facebook, Instagram, and what's-its-name, in a similar fashion to what Alphabet is to Google. Continuing his strange attraction to the so-called metaverse, Mark Zuckerberg says Meta will focus on the immersive technologies that will have its users seeing through its rose-colored augmented reality glasses while bumping into real-world things like other users. The business networking service LinkedIn appears to have thrown in the towel and changed its name to BizBook to better reflect what it has become, namely the Facebook of business, complete with virtue-signaling posts, political snarkisms, and mindless comments on trivial matters. The only thing missing is cats. Hertz Rental Car is back from bankruptcy with a glitzy deal to stock Tesla cars for rentals. Hertz plans on buying 100,000 EV cars by 2022. Car rentals are up due to people wanting to avoid flying with face diapers. No mention of where renters will be able to plug in to recharge, or if the optional insurance will now be required in case the driver takes a nap while the car is in autopilot and hits a house. There's a new startup in the legal arena, Divorceful. The company specializes in helping people split up in a way that's opposite of a dating app. With an intuitive interface, a user can select all the things that irk them about the other person, which will be evaluated on a scale from 1, being get over it, to 10, change the locks and hide the special bank accounts. Click to ditch someone for only $9.99 in an app store near you. Shy is the name of a new social network that started last Friday. The aim of the service is to connect those who would prefer not to be connected, but to do so in a supportive and non-committal way. The service is free, but if a member would prefer not to be contacted at all, it will cost them $4.99 a month. China's emerging energy crisis has caused alarm as its citizens are forced to drive on roads without streetlights, eat meals by cell phone light, and enjoy meditation moments in elevators as the power is shut off without warning. Seems like pundits are right about California becoming more like China all the time. The continuing supply chain crisis has some companies asking whether they should even bother advertising products that they cannot stock. The short answer is no. In related news, off the coast of Long Beach, California, the pileup of container ships has gotten so bad that it will soon be possible to walk to China on platforms resting on top of the ships and avoid all that silly sailing around.
BOESCHLIT Technology News.
Tesla, the maker of electric cars, has been referred to as a driver of transportation innovation. But have they gone too far this time? With BOESCHLIT Technology News, I'm Peter Dongle. Tesla has just announced a new capability for all their cars called Passenger Assist Steering. The optional feature provides a second steering wheel positioned in front of the passenger seat. The feature is intended to give the passenger a sense of control, though the passenger steering wheel doesn't actually steer the vehicle. It's like putting your phone number on the do not call list. It feels good, but actually does nothing. However, the steering wheel isn't totally useless. It is heated, and has controls for the temperature and stereo. There is also a big red button called the panic button, which can be used when the driver is either exceeding safe driving conditions, or has engaged autopilot mode and promptly fell asleep or started to play with his phone. When pressed, the panic button lights up and plays, "Danger, Danger," from a recording of the robot from the 1960s TV show, Lost in Space. Although the button takes no physical action with the car, it provides that warm feeling of satisfaction that the passenger is doing something, while their life is flashing before their eyes.
And now, the numbers. 60,725, 4,243, 0.368, 29.46, and 0.0000675.
BOESCHLIT Science News.
For some people, the idea of owning a dog is simply not palatable because some dogs smell like they've been living in a dumpster behind a grocery store. But science could be coming to the rescue. With BOESCHLIT Science News, I'm Anita Martini. Scientists are close to perfecting a breed of dog that smells like pepperoni pizza. Through the use of genetic engineering, Dr. Azuzu Takahashi and her staff has created dogs that actually emit different aromas, from pumpkin spice latte to a ham sandwich. The scientific breakthrough was made possible when Dr. Takahashi crossed a Schnauzer and a poodle and got a schnoodle. Although this is not necessarily rare, there was an accident during the genetic recombination procedure when a small piece of chocolate fell into a test tube. The resulting schnoodle began to smell like a candy bar after 6 weeks, and by the time it was 3 months old, it was indistinguishable from a hot fudge sundae. The accident inspired Dr. Takahashi to determine if other aroma combinations were possible. So far, she has been able to create dogs that smell like spaghetti, Earl Grey tea, and creme brulee. The new dog breeds could go on sale in the US in as little as 3 years, but the largest market will likely be China.
What could possibly happen?
Like a news goblin dancing on your tombstone. This is BOESCHLIT.
Did you feel that? No, it wasn't an earthquake, but it is a seismic shift that is about to rock the world. I recently visited a quarry just outside of Chisel Slip, New Hampshire. For generations, granite has been quarried from this site. Granite is what is referred to as dimension stone and is one of the most used in construction, especially for its durability. The principal dimension stones for construction are granite, limestone, marble, sandstone, and slate. However, if certain geologic justice crusaders have their way, that may change. There is a vast array of rock materials in the world. Some of these rocks are more prevalent than others. But there is a growing concern that certain geologic materials aren't getting their fair representation. My guest, James Breccia, from the Institute of Rock Equity, is with me. Thank you for coming, Mr. Breccia.
My pleasure. We at the Institute feel very strongly that intrusive igneous rocks have been at the top for far too long. It's time that others played a foundational part as well.
And who are these others?
Well, just look around. They're right under our feet. Like, why not talc, calcite, or fluorite? They're all perfectly good stones, ones you'd never see playing a major part in construction.
Well, yes, but I believe that's because they're not suited for construction, because they're too...
soft and weak? Is that what you were going to say? That's a load of schist. Look, we need to move past these harmful geologic stereotypes.
But it's a fact that talc, for example, is much, much softer than granite.
Oh, that's just your narrow-minded opinion. An opinion that I frankly find offensive. You should follow the science.
It's not my opinion. It is science, the basic science of geology.
Oh, geology, just an elite club of narrow-minded rock snobs who know little about the real world. It's wrong, I say, and we're going to change it. Rocks cannot and should not be labeled or defined. You know what they say about a rolling stone.
That it gathers no moss?
And to that I say, don't you tell a stone what it can and can't gather. It's time for magma and sediment to unite, for quartz and aggregate to join hands.
Rocks don't have hands.
That doesn't mean they can't have them. It's only a patriarchal construct in your mind. I suppose you think there's only igneous and sedimentary rocks, right? In fact, there's also metamorphic rocks. By your binary cis-rock worldview, there would be no metamorphic rocks, and you would deny their rights to be used in buildings.
Actually, I have a marble hallway connecting my living room to the kitchen. Marble is metamorphic.
Right, I can hear you now. I'm not judgmental. I have floors that are metamorphic. That's so metaphobic.
Well, this is all very interesting, Mr. Breccia. How do you and the Institute feel about other rocks not from the Earth, like, say, meteorites or comet cores?
Meteorites? Comets? Pfft, nobody likes them. Equity for all, I say. Let's build a ziggurat out of chalk and chert, a migmatite skyscraper to the moon. We shall leave no stone unturned.
And there you have it, a point of view as clear as mud on geologic justice. And finally, over the past year, I've been inundated by emails asking me to fill out a survey on how did we do from every company or organization I had any interaction with, no matter how trivial. This is getting out of hand. If I simply ask a company what price of a service is, within 3 days I get this stupid email survey. The interaction was 15 seconds, but the survey will take me 5 minutes to fill out. In the future, you'll merely have to walk past someone's house, and through certain magical and nefarious technologies, you'll get a message from lawn pros asking what you thought of the front yard. If you ignore it, your neighbors are ticked off at you because every 50 completed surveys nets them a free bag of grass seed. This will only get worse. I now fear asking anyone with an Apple Watch what time it is. Companies should presume the experience was somewhere between fine and who cares? If there is a problem, I assure you, I will let them know. And then I'll send them a survey on what they thought of my response. That's all for now. Join us again next time. Different day, same BOESCHLIT.